Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Neil Throssell, and I'm super excited to have Jennifer Lee on the show today. Jennifer is an energy coach, a DJ, and founder of Uniquely Healing. How does this all tie together? This DJ and energy, and the founder of Uniquely Healing. Which came first, the healing, the energy coach, or the DJing?
The energy healing, actually. I 3 years ago, I had what we like to call a physical adjustment. So, a physical adjustment is an event that occurs in your life that kind of hits you pretty hard to make a shift and completely change the direction that you've been going in. So that's essentially happened to me 3 years ago, which led me to energy healing, starting off with emotion code and then progressing into Reiki and progressing into another method, which is the second practitioner course to emotion code, which is body code, and delving into the unconscious, the subconscious, and uncovering things that may be going on with somebody that they're unaware of. So our emotional state will create physical ailments, mental, um, um, emotional ailments, and things like that. So it was a big smack in the face. I was on my way to the massive big festival, Tomorrowland, 3-month trip over to Europe, and I got stopped a week into my trip where I had an ingrown hair on my middle back, in the solar plexus area, and ended up in surgery, a big abscess. Berlin, I was in when I had the surgery, and so I've left with like a big hole in, like scar, hole in my back, which cut my trip pretty short. But from an emotional and energetic perspective, it's a build up or suppressed anger, resentment, and rage. So I was apparently very angry. I just didn't know it. It was very suppressed. So yeah, so that was my physical adjustment, and led me into where I am today. Um,
Cool.
yeah. So
Cool. And let me ask you. So prior to this physical adjustment and the U-turn in life, would you say your definition of success prior to this incident or this whole lifestyle change was different than what you would define success after the incident?
ah, absolutely. I don't think I even really thought about being successful. It was never a thought in my process. I mean, anything I set my mind to, or any goals that I set for myself, I'd achieve them. But I was an achiever, an overachiever, which there's a lot of us out there. I achieved and I kept going because what I discovered was that I was achieving to get love.
Oh,
So my meaning of success was to get love and not feel loved. Does that make sense?
absolutely. Yes. And so then that was then. And
Yes.
so what is now? So what would you now think or feel or honor as success now?
So in the words of Tony Robbins, success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. So it's been my mission to discover what fulfillment is for me. And so fulfillment, and Tony Robbins says you need to contribute to beyond your means, and growth. If you're not growing, you're dying. So most of us needs outside sources to feel fulfilled. So it's been my mission to feel fulfilled within me without any external resources. Um, so that being, picking up DJing, because that's something I love. I always wanted to learn. So out of lockdown last year, I bought a couple of decks and started learning, and then I entered a competition and become a DJ. Um, so my meaning of success is doing anything that you set your mind to that you want to do, and do whatever it takes to get it done, to be that, because the accomplishment, the feeling that you gain from that is tenfold. Um, yeah, it's a fulfilling to accomplish something that you've set your mind to. So I'm actually one day out from competing in what we call WBFF. It's a World Beauty Fitness Fashion. It's like a beauty pageant, which is why I'm all dolled up today, because I've had 2 photo shoots this morning. And I said that I wanted to compete 9 years ago. A lot has happened in that time, and I never actually got down to doing it. I had to do a lot of work internally, mindset. But this for me is the ultimate success, because it's been sitting there for 9 years, and I've never given up to get there.
So if the average person, like I'm gonna say, this road, 9 years to here, it sounds perfectly straight. There was no curves. There was no
Oh, not at all.
nothing.
Absolutely not. A growth is just it's like business. It just goes like that. No, definitely
Yeah.
not. Definitely does
So
not go like that.
what kept you? So you had a goal 9 years ago, and
Yep.
life threw you a whole bunch of curveballs.
Mhm.
What kept you moving forward? What was it? What was it? What is it about you that kept going, keeping the eye on this prize?
Well, again, in the name of Tony Robbins, he always says change your approach until you get what you want. So if that doesn't work, change your approach. If that doesn't work, change your approach. And it's a journey, it's not a destination. Every goal that you set your mind to, or you set, it's there, but you may have to go round and round, backwards, left, right, up, down, backwards. It's a journey, not there's no straight line to getting to that point. And life, there is no straight and narrow. So yeah, it's a it's a journey to getting what you want.
And and absolutely. So we're used. So you've used Tony a couple times. So we're going to
Yeah.
use Tony again,
Sorry.
and that's okay. Don't be. Um, So there's coaches out there, and they're the
Mhm,
run of the mill, and they're the normal coaches that there's just hundreds, thousands of these coaches. What
mhm.
do you think Tony has that makes him so successful that people could learn from? What is that secret sauce? What is that missing ingredient that if I want to emulate that secret sauce and learn from it, what do you think that piece is?
He's hungry, he's passionate, and he loves to learn. And the ultimate thing is to help people, right? Which is why every one of us that get into coaching wants to do. And I believe that's because we, at some point of our life, um, were a people pleaser, because Tony Robbins definitely a people pleaser, and including myself. And we resolve our own problems, or we resolve something, and we want to share that with the world, because it's the ultimate success for us. Because where I was 3 years ago to where I am now is amazing, and how I got here was 3 years of solid working on myself, whereas I could help someone probably get there a way sooner than I got myself, because I went the long way. I've had coaches along the way. I've had mentors along the way, but you don't know what you don't know until you actually experience it. Um, does that answer your question? I think
Absolutely.
I felt like I was just rambled.
And it's all perfect. So, what do you think? So, we've talked about what do you think success is,
Yeah.
but if someone's not successful, what do you think the opposite of success is? What is someone doing, in your view, that doesn't support success, that is it's an unsupportive habit?
If somebody doesn't believe that they're successful, that's a belief they have. That is a belief they have, because beliefs control our emotions. And I have no doubt they are successful. They just can't see it, including like myself in the past. I would constantly be achieving, but I would never see that I was successful.
Oh, so paraphrasing, it's that they've lost a sense of self-worth. They don't believe
Yeah.
in themselves.
No, it's exactly right. Or they're not gaining what they believe that success means to them. So you really need to delve deep to understand what it actually means to you, because what success means to one person is completely different to another. So when I was growing up, I thought, and I think you talked about social social
Social norms.
social norms. Like when I was growing up, I just believed that I was going to get married, have kids, and have a family, and that was what life was looking like for me, you know, when I was growing up, because that's what my mum did. Soon later, I discovered that that wasn't for me, and I'm 42 now, and you know, no children, none of the picket white fence, but I'm more than happy in my life in what I'm doing. So yeah, success is very different for each person.
You don't look
42.
41. See, you don't. It's like I'd be going. I'm gonna go bull crap, bull crap. But you said it.
It's the inner work that I do that shines.
Absolutely. So, what did it take? Because we all love most of us, not everyone, most of us love our parents, and as we age, we honor that they were trying their best. But when we are in our 20s and we are getting this advice and we're rebelling and think, where did this inner strength? Because you had to say many times, or you just ignored the things, you know, Jennifer, you should be settling down and getting married and having babies. That
Oh, I
kind
had
of,
I had that for a long time from my mother. She eventually learnt to just stop, because I was like, Mum, you know, I did at one point think that I would have children. It just hasn't happened, and I'm okay with that. So
but where did this energy to say this is the way it is? Because going against family and traditions and cultural values is huge. Because many people just choose to go, nope, I'm just going to follow and live this life because it's easier.
I'm unique. I'm very different to most people. Uh, I have. It's a great question. I have just a.
Oh, we just lost your audio. Hello?
Can you still hear me? Oh man, I'm terribly sorry.
No, we still have lost audio. I think Jennifer's going to have to be doing it by pantomime soon. No, still nothing, which is horrible because
Can you
we
hear me?
still have 5 minutes left. We still have no audio. This is not good.
Oh man. Now, can you hear me now?
No, nothing.
What about now?
Oh, this is not good. This is yeah. So maybe leave and then come back in and see if that'll pick us up.
Oh man, I can hear you.
Nope.
Audio
Nope.
input,
Nope.
audio
Nope. Nope.
output. What about now? What about now? Can you hear me now?
Nope. So maybe leave and then come back in and we'll see if we can get it. Nothing. 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 Nothing.
I'm so sorry. Does this work now?
I'm going to kick you out and then I'm going to ask you to come back in. So what Jennifer was talking about was that somewhere in her, and I'm putting words in her mouth, is somewhere there's this little rebel, this person that goes against, this contrarian, that just has this inner knowing, this inner calling to that there's something that she just knows, and she doesn't know where she's getting the strength, the determination, but she is motivated to move forward in spite of the odds, in spite of what's going on. She's still pushing herself and still going forward. And I keep looking, so I'm looking to my side to, there we go. Let's and see if we can get,
Can you hear me?
hello? We
Hello.
can hear you.
Ah, so sorry. My
It's
headphones went flat.
it's all good. So I was making up stories for you as to this inner rebel that just knew what she wanted, and in spite of what her mother, or in my case, my parents, because I knew when I got married that I did not want kids. I knew it was just a fact. And so I had to go and stand. And where that strength came from, I don't know. But it was just this knowing that gave me the strength. So I'm putting this in your mouth for you. So I just
Okay, well, it's about listening to yourself and trusting your own intuition, trusting what you want, and not necessarily, yes, coaches, family, friends, or all people around you that can guide you, but they don't walk your path. So it's learning to listen to yourself and trusting yourself what you want rather than what other people want for you.
But Jennifer, this sounds like I have to do internal work. This sounds like I have to think and ponder and go and introspect and retrospect. I just want to buy a pill and just be all get it over with.
Oh, don't we all? And I'd like to say that working with me, you could actually you only need to do half the work, because some of the stuff I can do helps you progress a little bit faster. But yeah, unfortunately, there is no what is it, red and blue pill with Matrix,
Yeah.
with Nino. Yeah, that it's not that easy. But to be honest, it's much more rewarding when you have accomplished the inner work that you've done, because you get to see where you were and you get to see where you are now. And I look at myself from now in comparison to 3 years ago, and I look at myself and I go, "You're amazing," and it's just, and I'm like fully sick on myself. So, whereas 3 years ago, I was not in a good place. So, yeah.
And then the bad part is that we're we're almost out of time. So is there something that you would love to share, or be with our listeners and viewers that you would like to um, part with?
I agree with Tony Robbins that success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure, and fulfillment comes within, not from outside of us.
But doesn't it come from a box of Twinkies or something?
Maybe temporarily,
Uh,
but that's not sustainable. Sustainable living or sustainable emotions is what you feel inside, and they're run by our belief structure and obviously experiences in the past. And what I have learned is that although we feel pain in experiences, the pain doesn't go away. We just learn to live with it. And so with doing the unconscious work, we can actually remove it all, so you're no longer feeling that pain and dealing with it. So
thank you. So I want to thank you for. I know well, you've been got so many things going on, and you got to go and get yourself mentally prepared for your event tomorrow. I want to thank you for being taking the time and being part of this with me.
thank you very much for having me on. It's been amazing.
I think, okay.